We've delved deep into the world of modern Grand Seikos and have our fair share of Rolex tales to tell. Despite the YouTube buzz, we're putting our money on Rolex staying ahead in the luxury watch race. Here are 7 reasons backing our bet, and we're eager to hear your counterpoints in the comments. Kicking off with our first reason, let's remember, choosing between these watch giants isn't just apples to apples. It's more like comparing aged scotch to fine wine. Both are excellent, but one just carries that extra ounce of legacy. Number 1. Lume. Ever sported a Grand Seiko after dark? Their lume is a bit like that friend who's brilliant, but never shows up when you really need them. Meanwhile, a Rolex Datejust doesn't just glow, it could almost host its own late-night show. While Grand Seikos opt for polished, stunning hands that vanish at night, Rolex hands are like reliable stars in a dark sky, always visible. Before we proceed, why not join the opulent Oasis crew? Subscribe for our newest and best content. Now, let's get back to what we were discussing. Number 2. Wearability. Let's chat about that Grand Seiko GMT that felt like it had a mind of its own, always trying to take a dive off our wrist. You folks seem to agree, noting that some Grand Seiko models can feel as balanced as a seesaw. With Rolex, it's a different story. They fit like they're custom-made, from the elegant Datejusts to the sturdy Submariners. It seems Rolex designs their watches to feel right at home on your wrist, while Grand Seiko might be too busy marveling at their own spring drive tech to notice the fit. Sure, you could go titanium to lighten things up with Grand Seiko, but when it comes to comfort, Rolex consistently takes the cake, and wears it too. Number 3. Bracelets. Rolex bracelets could give a masterclass in comfort. They fit so well, you'd forget you're wearing one if it weren't for all the compliments. Whether it's the Oyster, Jubilee, or the smart glide lock on the Submariners, Rolex knows their way around your wrist like a top chef knows their kitchen. Grand Seiko? They've crafted some stunners, no doubt, but when it comes to bracelet adjustability, they're a bit like a gorgeous sports car without power steering. Beautiful, yet not exactly practical. Our own Grand Seiko with the 9F quartz feels good, but just a pinch of micro adjustment would elevate it from good to great. Rolex, meanwhile, keeps delivering the kind of wrist luxury that makes you wonder if they've got a mole working inside your watch box. Number 4. Resale. Let's talk about resale value, the elephant in the room. Grand Seiko on the resale market is a bit like a blockbuster movie that bombs on opening weekend. Hype doesn't always mean a great payoff. Rolex, on the other hand, is the Hollywood classic that keeps selling out theaters years after release. A Rolex tends to hold its value like a seasoned actor holds audience attention, sometimes even appreciating a bit with age. Selling a Grand Seiko, unless it's a hit like the Snowflake, can feel like trying to offload tickets after the concert's over. Possible, but at a painful discount. We've been through it, and yes, it's as fun as a root canal. Number 5. Name recognition. In the world of luxury watches, Rolex is akin to the Hollywood A-lister everyone recognizes. Think the Meryl Streep or Tom Hanks of timepieces. This widespread recognition gives Rolex a massive advantage. Grand Seiko, on the other hand, shares a bit of the spotlight with its more accessible sibling, Seiko. This can lead to some eyebrow raises from buyers when they're about to drop serious cash. It's like expecting champagne from a soda brand. Surprising when it's superb, yet always a bit of a gamble. Here in the US, where the idea of luxury often includes a well-known label, Rolex is practically synonymous with elite, making it the go-to choice for many. Grand Seiko, though adored by aficionados for its meticulous craftsmanship, hasn't quite reached the same level of brand ubiquity. In the branding leagues, Rolex is playing Major League Baseball, while Grand Seiko, despite batting 1,000 in quality, is still fighting its way through the minors. Number 6. Servicing. Now onto the nuts and bolts, or should we say gears and springs. Servicing a luxury watch is like taking a sports car in for a tune-up. You don't want just anyone under the hood. Here, Rolex shines with the convenience of their global service network. No matter where you roam, you're likely just a stone's throw away from a Rolex store, ready to pamper your watch with a spa day. Grand Seiko, while innovative and refined, doesn't quite have the same service footprint. Needing a tune-up for your spring drive might mean a lengthy separation as you send it packing off to a specialist, somewhat akin to sending your pet to a distant vet. It's doable, but sprinkled with a dash of inconvenience. Pricing plays into this narrative as well. Rolex prices their watches like a Michelin-starred restaurant menus their dishes. Expensive, yes, but transparently priced for the quality and experience you receive. Each cost increment, from the basic models to the blinged-out versions, makes sense like chapters in a well-written novel. Grand Seiko, with its sometimes baffling price tags, especially for newer models like those with the Evolution 9 movements, can feel more like a cryptic crossword. Why does this model cost a small fortune? The craftsmanship and technology are there, but the rationale behind the pricing often remains a mystery, making it a harder sell. With Rolex, you pay for a part of horological history, which is often easier to digest when you're parting with significant sums of money. Understanding what you're paying for and why makes Rolex not just a purchase, but an investment in a piece of enduring value. Number 7. The range of watches that are available. Rolex really masters the art of offering something for everyone without turning their catalog into a crowded house party. Their collection is like a well-planned dinner menu at a high-end restaurant, carefully curated but diverse enough to satisfy every type of diner. Sure, snagging one of their sports models can feel as elusive as scoring front-row tickets to a sold-out concert, but the variety is undeniable. From different sizes to a slew of styles, they've got it covered. Take the ladies' Datejust, for example. It's not just popular, it's a cultural icon in the world of women's watches, akin to the little black dress of horology. On the flip side, Grand Seiko treats us to a parade of individualism and innovation that can sometimes resemble an eclectic art fair more than a unified collection. Each piece is a work of art, no doubt, but the overall assortment can feel a bit like a jigsaw puzzle with pieces from different boxes. While this approach showcases their creativity and technical prowess, it can leave collectors a bit puzzled when trying to navigate the range. Sure, there's the Snowflake, shining like a superstar, but pinpointing other hits in their lineup can be as tricky as finding a plot in a David Lynch film. Grand Seiko's willingness to push the envelope with designs and mechanisms like their continuous force tourbillon and the T0 concept movement is truly impressive. They're not afraid to go off the beaten path, experimenting in ways that can make traditionalists blink twice. This boldness is refreshing, yet it might not resonate with everyone. Sometimes, you just want a classic hit rather than an experimental symphony. Rolex, however, plays it like a chart-topping rock band sticking to its greatest hits. They might not surprise you with a sudden change in genre, but they deliver exactly what the crowd loves, time after time. This strategy of gentle evolution, rather than radical innovation, ensures that each model in their lineup, from the rugged Submariner to the Regal President, is a crowd pleaser. They understand their audience perfectly and cater to it without missing a beat, ensuring that whether you're a newbie or a connoisseur, you'll find a watch that resonates. In the end, while Grand Seiko dazzles with its avant-garde approach and high-tech wizardry, Rolex wins the day with its reliable repertoire of classics that promise more than just precision. They offer a legacy. Each brand brings its strengths to the table, but Rolex's consistent delivery of familiar, finely crafted watches makes it the go-to brand for many. Their ability to blend tradition with subtle innovation makes their watches not just purchases, but investments in pieces that will never go out of style. It's this blend of heritage and craftsmanship that makes Rolex not just a watchmaker, but a legend in the making. What's your verdict? Spill the beans in the comments below. Agree, disagree, or somewhere in between. We're here for all of it. Thanks for hanging out with us. And remember, we'll be back with more time-telling tales on Opulent Oasis. Keep those watches wound and your comments coming.